Well, hello, one and all. I am here. We're just doing some Animal Crossing tonight. We're just gonna be kind of hanging out here, and I wanted to do a little bit of chatting here as well. Um, Hope everyone's doing good today. By the way, I realize I need to get a main screen up here so I can actually like kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. That's what we want to see. That's what we wanted to see. Yeah, I haven't really done any dailies here or anything like that, and I don't really want to do a whole bunch of dailies or anything. I don't know. I might end up picking up sticks and weeds and whatnot just because I'm OCD about such things, probably. It really is what it comes down to. But, yeah, I've got a couple of goals here in mind today. So, first and foremost, wanted to show off a couple of things that we have done very recently. And secondly, wanted to continue some redesigns. So we have been designing things, of course. We've been redesigning some parts of our island, some parts of our home. And I want to continue to do so. And so, yeah, we're going to be kind of working on that today. And in the meantime, just kind of chatting with one another, of course, and then wanted to just kind of like highlight a couple of things and bring some things to light. Talk about faith as well. I want to do that a little more out here on Twitch. I want to do it on TikTok a little bit as well. Not sure the degree to which I want to do it on YouTube, but we're here, of course, today on the live stream, so I'm definitely open to it on YouTube. I just don't know if that's like what I want on my channel specifically, just because that is, it's going to be something different. And I think, yeah, in terms of goals, I suppose, really what I want is just something more focused. And so in the end, I suppose it would just end up being a different YouTube channel that we would end up posting those kinds of things on. So yeah, I don't know. I've been not quite certain on what I want to do with Faith Chats in days gone by. Like, I want to do something, but I'm not sure exactly what that is. You know, I'm not like super overqualified with things. Oh no, there goes my fishing rod. Anyway, yeah, you know, I do have a master's degree in theology, so, like, I am qualified in some degree to talk about things. I'm not, you know, I'm not a YouTube theologian or something like that who, like, watches a bunch of videos or goes on Reddit and gets a bunch of stuff out of there, and just spouts whatever I find most satisfying, which usually ends up being pretty toxic as well, because you're just disparaging other traditions and things like that often when that happens. But yeah, I want to create an open space, more or less, to talk about these kinds of things. And so yeah, while we're out on here, I figured we might as well play a little bit of Animal Crossing, might as well chill out and do little bit of that kind of stuff that I just kind of enjoy doing on the channel regardless. I am bad at fishing in this game. Nobody say a word. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so yeah, and those of you wondering, I am attempting to make Monday nights a regular stream. You know, I've had fun with them in the recent past, but oh man, it has been hard. As most of you probably know by now, my wife and I are going to be having a baby here very, very shortly. It is coming up. Our due date is 2 months from tomorrow. So that is like right around the bend. Kind of getting serious. So part of what we've been doing, for example, is, you know, we did a hospital tour. And we also had a baby class. I don't know what to call it exactly. They used to have, like, I can't remember what they called it, like Lamaze or something like that. But, you know, here's some exercises you can do, and also, like, here's what to expect, that kind of stuff. So, I want these Zap boots. These are cool looking. They don't fit my vibe right now, but I definitely want to have them in my wardrobe here. But yeah, I just wanted to be kind of like really candid about that. That kind of stuff. And yeah, I switched topics. Wife having a baby. Yeah, I do want to be candid about that as well. So I guess that's relevant. So yeah, that's kind of why I've not been on for the last several Mondays. And then last week was just so crazy busy with work that it did not work out at all. So I'm glad to be back here. Hope to be back once again in the near future as well. But we'll see how it all goes. All right. I am a weirdo. And tell me if you think this is like bizarre or weird, or if you think I'm just throwing away money. But I do get the 20,000 trees every once in a while when I do this strat. The point of the 20,000 is you never lose money, right? You never lose money if you bury 20,000 and you get 30,000 back. So I don't know what the odds are, though. Maybe I am not ultimately gaining anymore by putting 20,000 in. Maybe my gains would be higher if I just put the 10,000 in. Who knows? I'd have to do some math, and that sounds too hard for me. I just want to chill and play this game and sit on my froggy chair here in my new Nifty and Thrifty store. Yeah, this is a new edition, actually as of, I want to say yesterday or Saturday evening. Yeah, I redesigned this sign to put up here. And then, yeah, we kind of just have some, you know, old electronics and things like that. You got the CRT TV with the VHS, the old busted radio, some old toys and games and things like that. And yeah, just various other knickknacks that I kind of had laying around. And of course, you know, if anyone actually wants these, I'm totally down to, you know, sell them to you guys. But at this point, this is just for show. For the longest time, this was the buy, sell, trade area where we'd have various items sitting around for people to grab and pick up and things like that. But just kind of with the state of the game, the way it is, we're not getting a lot of visitors anymore. It's, you know, the online hasn't been shut down or anything like that. We just, you know, there's not as many people on wanting to trade things. And if people want to trade, I can kind of just grab it from my inventory and put it there when it's needed. So yeah, I didn't see a terribly big reason to do that. So yeah, we do have kind of a little bit of a shopping district, and that was kind of the idea of the buy sell trade area here in the first place. So it used to be just a plot on the ground where I dump stuff, and then I kind of dressed it up a little bit, and it looks pretty much the same now. It's just there's actually things that you can see here. So yeah, I think that's an upgrade there. And then, of course, we have both of our shops right here as well. If there were any more, I would definitely be putting them here. But, alas, New Horizons only has the 2 shops for options. By the looks of things, I do actually have everything in here. And I only have 3 things, I guess, to sell. I'm pretty much selling all of my fossils at this point. So, yeah. Alright, 1980. Please come again. Okay, I definitely will. There's nowhere else I can come to sell my goods. I keep forgetting that I can't click and drag things into my wallet there. There we go. Anyway, yeah, kind of more on our topic for the evening. You'll see in the title. Actually, I want to double check YouTube. Before I do anything, I should be live on... I am live on YouTube. I have the stream right in front of me. Oh, let me see. Let me go to my channel here real quick, like, make sure that we're good. It is the correct title, and now you can hear me twice. We don't want that. We don't need that. One of me is enough. One of me is plenty, I'm sure. So, all right, there we go. There we go. And hopefully our multi-chat is working as well. I have not tested that, so maybe I should do that as well. Ember, hello, welcome in. I am hoping that my multi-stream is working. Yeah, actually I know I am. And I know because I just checked. How are you this evening? Oh, I got some tea. I wish I had warmed it up a little bit more. It's getting a little bit lukewarm already. Kind of sad. Oh. But yeah, getting a little more into what I did want to talk about this evening. Just kind of like things that have been on my mind. A lot of what I've been considering talking about is kind of like maybe some interdenominational talks and things like that, things of that nature. But I didn't super feel qualified. I don't know a lot about the different denominations and things like that. It's working here. Hey, Ember, good to see you on both sides. Gotta love that. Hey, let me give you a shout out here real quick, like. Whoop. Whoop. At least I can over on Twitch. I'm not sure how that works on YouTube. Oh, man. Oh, I just started the Space Age, or the sci-fi shout-outs on Frosty Tools. I recommend you guys try that, by the way. They're lots of fun. Greetings, Earthlings. Vibrantly Ember is a feline-loving, game-playing humanoid from the planet Twitch and from the planet YouTube. But it's a little bit different on YouTube because there's lots of cats, and we love to see that. So, when not exploring virtual worlds, they're often found in their natural habitat, surrounded by cats. There you go. May the force of their ADHD and autism be with their streaming journey. Engage warp speed into their channel for a cosmic blend of gaming and cat companionship. That did not give you a link to the actual channel, though, so that's kind of a problem. Interesting. Yeah, we're working with lots of new stuff, and it's different, and it's fun, and I'm enjoying it, but there's just these little caveats that I've always kind of got to watch out for, that I just don't always expect. Can't always expect anything, really. I don't think I actually have that punk wig that I bought. I'm hoping I don't. Yo, Hawaiian print apron. That's adorable. Oh my gosh, I can be a cute shopkeeper. Something like that. Yo, what is this? Why are there so many outfits I've never seen before? Oh my goodness. I think I like the blue one best of this. I gotta get those skull tees too. I'll get a skull tee and then I'll get another punk hair wig of a different color. Oh, maybe the blue one. I don't understand how I've never seen that before. That is fascinating. I'm not going to wear what I picked out. I'm going to put together an outfit right outside after we're done. I was actually doing a little bit of a Photoshop with one of our more recent builds. So stay tuned if you guys are interested in that, for sure. I'm going to do... I like this. I like the negative of this, but I think I'm going to go with the black. The black seems just like the most basic. And then the red to go with it. Oh my goodness. We're not going to wear this out, though. Again, we're going to go look for an outfit. Anyway, yeah, I did... Yeah, let's see if we can actually get to the content, right, that I wanted to put out. And the talks that I wanted to talk about. Because, as you'll see in the title, Foundations of Faith. What does that mean? You know, for me, I think that means, you know, what is most basic? What is the foundation of the faith? And the reason I kind of wanted to talk about that is just because there's a lot of things that have kind of bothered me about discourse. Just over the last, I don't know, several months, probably. Oh, whoops. Put those back on. Okay, I'm going to put this on. Don't mind this. This is not my permanent outfit. And so, yeah, I don't like the way a lot of people kind of talk online. It is, you know, about par for the course. Unfortunately, it's not that much different in Christian circles often than it is in, you know, kind of your everyday average discourse and things like that. So I think that needs to change, and I don't think I can change it alone. Obviously, all of the good Christian people out there are being kind and not tearing people down and things like that. And I do think that that is the goal. That should be the goal. Should be what we always strive for and things like that. But even without negative language and things like that, there seems to be a disparaging of a lot of people for various things, various reasons. And I just kind of wanted to highlight the things that we have in common instead of, the things that separate us. There's a lot of variance of opinions among different denominations and things like that. Do you believe in the true presence of Christ in the Eucharist? That kind of thing, We don't need to discuss that necessarily because it's so much of a lesser issue. Noctis, oh, you got the first redemption. Uh-oh. Welcome in, my friend. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you for being here. And so, I don't know. I think what I want to have you guys walk away with today is 3 questions. And I want to answer those 3 questions, but more than just answering the 3 questions, I want us to actually think about what our answers to those 3 questions are. And we're going to get to those later, but I just wanted to highlight that, this is what we want to take away at the end of the day. Because, I don't know, it's just been on my heart. It's been on my mind, especially today. And for context, those of you who are maybe plugged in a little bit more are aware of a certain situation where an individual had a change of theology. They're kind of a big deal in the Baptist camp, which is where I am pretty firmly entrenched. I don't think I'm going to have a change in theology very soon, but yeah, I see and respect other traditions, and I want the best for them as well. But this individual actually went from the tradition that I hold to the Anglican tradition. So, and there has been no small amount of discourse on that, and there's been respectful discourse. I don't want to minimize that. I do want to highlight there are respectful people out there, but there's just a lot of people disparaging entire groups of people for what I see as no good reason. So, doing good, relaxing a bit because of a migraine, but other than that, I'm good. I hope you get better with that migraine. Definitely relax. Definitely drink lots of water. Very important. Oh yeah, lots of water. Got to keep that going. I bet it's really hot down there. It's been hot up here, so yeah. Uh-oh. I haven't talked to Chow for a little while. Okay, no, never mind. Oh, man. So, yeah. Anyway, kind of what I was talking about was, as many of you guys probably know, I went to a seminary there for a couple years. That's actually where I kind of got started streaming, and learned a lot there, of course, and was able to continue streaming for the most of it. And that was, really a big highlight, I think, of my life. And one of the bigger highlights, I think, was my professors and just kind of the wisdom that they offered. And they offered a lot of different perspectives, which, in my opinion, at least historically, and a little bit in my experience as well, I just think it's something that's really good about the Baptist tradition is that there tends to be a lot of diversity within the Baptist tradition in terms of opinions and things like that. So, took naproxen. That hopefully will go down slowly. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hopefully, no, everything keeps breaking. But yeah, there's lots of variants of opinions within the Baptist sphere. There's Calvinist Baptists, there's Arminian Baptists, and lots of variances of opinions on kind of matters that aren't highlighted as much. So, maybe eschatology is probably one of the bigger ones, which for those of you who are, maybe less theologically inclined, eschatology is the study of the eschaton, which is Greek for the end times, which can get pretty crazy. I really don't like to touch that kind of stuff because I'm just like, this is way too far over my head. I will take a position, but I'm kind of like, man, I don't know. I don't know that we need to like get into all of this. I think in terms of theological issues, it's like at that point it was just like the Bible says what it says, and the Bible says Jesus wins, and that's what we need to like believe and kind of go all in on. I'm not going to go all in on dispensationalism by any means, but I think that my education actually highlighted those differences very well, and I'm very happy for the education that I got, that I was actually able to see various views on. And actually the professor in question was really good about communicating these beliefs, and how they have developed through church history and things like that. And I was really happy to kind of see that happening. And it's actually given me a really much deeper faith and deeper appreciation for where we come from, and a greater wonder in a sense of like, oh, where are we going? And it's also helped me to check a lot of what I think at the door. Maybe not as much as like having a wife has, right? You get married and a lot of the things that you think are kind of like, oh, maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was. Maybe I need to like rethink some things. And my wife has been great about helping me do that. Just like, have you thought about this aspect of, the law or something like that? I'm just like, well, no, I haven't. She's a pastor's kid though, and I kind of grew up, I suppose, in a very non-denominational like tradition. I don't know exactly how to say it, because it was a Reformed church, but they didn't hold to a lot of the Reformed traditions and teachings. So I don't know what to make of that. And also, they kind of just were on the trajectory of a lot of evangelical non-denominational churches, which I think is fine. It's not my taste. It is very much not my taste. Of the very like contemporary evangelical non-denominational churches, excuse me. That being said, I think there's a place for it, and I think there's, I've heard some contemporary songs that like have brought me to tears at some point. So, there's definitely a place for it. So, but yeah, I'm just kind of like, I'm hoping for better in a way, because a lot of the dialogue that I see with this professor, who has now actually changed denominations, he went from being Baptist to being Anglican. He's catching a lot of flack for it. And to some degree, I can understand why. I think there's a lot of lack of clarity on the issue that, where does he stand on certain issues? And a lot of people are concerned. And I think that concern, it can be rightly oriented. And I think for a lot of people, it is rightly oriented. But my biggest concern is just the way people talk about it. I think it's our words, our tongues, our flaming tongues of fire. We wield weapons in our own mouths, if you will. That's kind of the biblical language around it anyway. And we just have to be careful how we talk about things. So, and of course, our fingers, right? Fingers are just as dangerous now that we have the keyboards in front of us. And so, that goes the same for Twitter or X, if you will, Facebook, whatever social media that you happen to be on. yeah, we just have to be careful what we say, how we say it, and things like that. It's concerning. And so with that, I just kind of wanted to get to the bottom of like, what do we have in common? What can we all acknowledge that is true? And it is my opinion, and I am open to correction. Hear me on this. I am 100% open to correction of like what people think if they think differently from me. Getting to those 3 questions that I was talking about. It is my opinion that these 3 questions should, in general, be answered roughly the same by all Christians of all denominations. And the 3 questions are as follows. Maybe keep a count for me, I suppose. The first question is, who is Jesus? So obviously that is, Jesus is the central figure of the Bible. If you are a church that holds to the Bible, you're going to have to deal with that question. The church rose up in response to the resurrection of Jesus. And so that is the first kind of big question that any Christian, I think, should be able to answer in a similar fashion, at least, to really any other tradition. The second question, and I'll answer these, I'll give the answers once we're kind of through all of them. The second question is still about Jesus. What did Jesus do? Why is Jesus such a big deal? What's the big deal? Why do people keep talking about Jesus? Why is he this big reference point for all of history? So, I remember, even on the playground in elementary school, people would talk about like, oh, what would Jesus do and things like that. That was when everyone had their "What would Jesus do" bracelets and things like that. It was a big deal, and I don't think that everyone was from my same denomination. In fact, there are not a lot of churches, I think, in the denomination that I grew up in around where I grew up. So I think that is something maybe to consider. And the third question is, how do we respond to that? So we see, we read the Bible, we hear the teachings about Jesus. What is our response to it? And I think in general, again, any Christian denomination can acknowledge that and answer the question in pretty much the same way. Maybe there's a little bit of adding to or subtracting away from, fill in the blank, because, we're from slightly different traditions. We're from, honestly, all the way across the world for some of these denominations. And that's how a lot of the denominations grew their distinctions. It's compelling to me because I think these things that they hold in common are absolutely the most central things. So, yeah, I just think that that's really unique. Let's talk to Henry here real quick, since he so rudely interrupted us. I missed what he said. I wasn't paying attention. I'm not listening to him. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, Henry, you went. Listen, y'all. I got a thing about pears. I've always had a thing about pears. It's no longer in the stream chat rules that you can't eat pears. Never ever eat pears. It's a Doctor Who thing, okay? I'm a nerd. You gotta deal with it. We don't grow pears on the island. There's no pears out here. If we get a pear, we throw it away. But because I don't have pears growing on the island, yeah, we're getting them from all of our villagers who visit us. So, yeah. Anyway, I suppose back to our 3 questions. So, who is Jesus? What did he do? What was the big deal? in a way, and how do we respond? And I think in general that we can all answer these three questions the same way if you're a Christian. If you're not a Christian, first of all, welcome. I'm appreciative of you for engaging in the content today and joining me for this stream. But second of all, this is also something that I think you should ponder, because you have an answer, and I'm sure it's a valid answer. I'm sure that you've at least thought about it at some point. It's something that, at least here in American culture, you almost can't go anywhere. Or at least for a long time, you couldn't go anywhere without encountering Jesus and having to answer those questions about that. So the answer then to who is Jesus is what most Christians would say, I think, is he is the Son of God come down from heaven to save us from our sins. Simply put, John the Baptist says in John chapter 1, "Behold the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world." And that's a little bit of a loaded statement, because it's referencing, some of the old covenant things that were happening in order to point to Christ later on. But that, I think, is an important thing to think about. Not only is he, this person who came to take away the sin of the world, he was also prophesied about throughout the Old Testament. He came to Israel because God told us he would come from Israel in a way. So I suppose I should probably get going now. All right, see you later. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Until next time. Yeah, arrivederci, Prince. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I have absolutely no clue. Oh, got some results for work. Got some analytical results from a lab. Anyway, also, just as an aside here, this is my Christmas living room that we are going to be changing tonight. I'm tearing it down. I'm tearing all the things down. We're not doing Christmas all year round. Christmas in July is technically over, so I think we're going to keep the main structure of pretty much everything. But I think most everything else is going to go away. I don't know what I grabbed, but it was not what I wanted to. Yeah, I did not want the rocking chair. There we go. Let's make sure that we have everything we want here. Goodbye, or until we see each other again. Gotcha. That was actually the... I went and saw a little while back the Lilo and Stitch remake. I thought that was really good. And what they actually highlighted more than Ohana means family, family means no one gets left behind. That's said in the movie, but highlighted even more is until we meet again. And that's like the theme that comes back. Is like this, I have to go, I have to leave. Maybe it's a father on a deployment or something like that. But, until we meet again, I will be here, Maybe we talk about Tarzan, and it's like, you'll be in my heart. Iconic song, by the way. The Tarzan one. Iconic soundtrack, if we're honest. So, yeah, this is a more recent build. This is my reading room. I am a big fan of cozy places to sit and read, and anything else like that. This would be a place of no scrolling. I think a little while back, I actually started to design this on one of our Saturday streams. And yeah, we didn't have hardly anything that we needed. So, very nice house. Thank you, Ember. Yeah, this used to be an Asian style tea area, and it didn't come together very well. I think this comes together a lot more nicely. Of course, it's an upper room with lots of windows, so we have to have fans and air conditioning. So, yeah. Did you get a Switch 2? I did not yet. No, I have a plot to get a Switch 2, and that is asking for a lot of gift cards for Christmas. I think that's about my only hope at this point, since my wife and I are having a baby. Yeah, there's not much other chance. So, all of our money is going to baby. So I'm asking for Best Buy gift cards, combining that with the Best Buy gift certificates that I get from driving so much for work and using the credit card to buy gas and getting 3% back, and hoping that that covers a couple $100, something like that. So, yeah, this would be a really nice place to study too. Sit down and read some Herman Bavinck or something like that. Gift card Kenobi, you are our only hope. I love that. I love that. Does that mean I need to open every gift card that I get for Christmas and for my birthday, which is like 2 months after Christmas, less than 2 months after Christmas? Do I need to open it and be like, hello there? Yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, got my husband one. It's the Pokemon bundle. Doesn't get it till October. Very nice. Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, I'm increasingly excited for Pokemon as well. I definitely think that there's some good stuff coming down the pipeline on that one. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time off stream throwing this together. I might change a couple of things. I don't know. I've nitpicked a lot, but I think this is pretty much what I want it to be, which I really, really like. So, yeah, that being said, let's go back downstairs. Let's maybe do a quick tour of the rest of the house, and then we can continue tearing this monstrosity down. I like the purple couch too. I do too. I think I saw the rug and saw that it was like purple and slightly brown, and I was like, that's my color palette. Purple and brown is like weird for a color palette, but I think it's good. I think it's very good. It works super well, especially the like less stated lavender color. Yeah, this is the cool man cave here. Purple's my favorite color. Oh man, love it. Ooh, I can roll the dice and get a 5 every time. I wish I could gamble on these dice. I'd be a rich potato. Hoping they make a switch to OLED. People have said, knowing Nintendo, they probably will make it after 2 years. Yeah, that'd be nice. I don't know. I guess I do play a lot of handheld. You know, unless I'm streaming or I want to show my wife something, it's kind of like I'm just sitting there. I'm vibing in my chair and just like playing the Switch. So. Yeah, this is kind of our little man cave. We can have a little dance party. I should have a little... That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. I messed up, y'all. I messed up. Now I gotta do this. Okay. For whatever reason, the reactions key did not activate. Let's do this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Zelda and Splatoon will look so nice on it. Agreed. Yeah, so, yeah, I was kind of answering the second of the 3 questions, I guess, as we're kind of, like, maybe getting distracted a little bit by the game and things like that. It's fine. I'm maybe a little bit ADHD. I don't know that for sure, but it feels like it sometimes. Yeah, second of the 3 questions is, what did Jesus do? And of course, I kind of mentioned it with part of the last question. We're not going to sleep. We're just going to lie down for now. Yeah, part of the answer to the last question was, of course, John the Baptist in John chapter 1 saying, "Behold the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world." I think that's really important to highlight because it highlights not only who he is, but what he did. And what he did was ultimately die on the cross for sins. But before he did any of that, he resisted temptation. He taught people the way of the gospel and the way that they should live. And then he ultimately made himself a sacrifice for sins, which there's nothing better than that. And the outworkings of that are so much. I could talk about it for forever. So migraine is making me a bit delirious. 3 days is too long. Oh no, that's really not fun. Yeah, we're just a bunch of Minecraft. We're a bunch of Minecraft having people. Migraine having people tonight. I'm not, but I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna start. My wife has also been dealing with migraines as well, especially with pregnancy and getting dehydrated and things like that. It's migraine season. Y'all are down south too. It's like hot. So I don't know if dehydration is part of it, but I can imagine. It was hot and humid today. So, but yeah, in terms of, what Jesus did, ultimately it is the sacrifice for sins. It is the perfect life combined with his death, burial, and resurrection. His death on the cross, his burial in the tomb, and his resurrection 3 days later that have given us the hope that Christians have for the end of things, where the resurrection ultimately is our hope, and living with God forever the way that we were meant to. Man, I'm trying to keep things simple, but even in my own head is like, there's so many themes and things that come out. It's just like, oh, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. All of these things are so loaded and so weighty, even in my own mind, that it's just like, how can I say, anything less, if you will. So I'm trying to keep it brief, I promise. And I do want to keep things like this brief, just because I think it's better for the audience that we have. We have a good audience that's mixed, and I think there's a lot of value in that, and that can be a good fertile ground for a lot of good discussions. And whatever opinions you happen to have, they're not going to be that controversial, I promise. And we could talk about them. I'll probably tell you why I disagree with you, but that's going to be done in an ironic fashion. It's going to be done in a friendly fashion, but like the purpose is, whoops, I just knocked my headphone cord. There we go. The purpose, of course, is to get to the truth and to think about true things. So ultimately, I think that's, more of the purpose that we want to get to. But for those reasons, I suppose, I want to at least start on a simple level. So, yeah. This is my bedroom, by the way. And a lot of what I did with my house, I kept kind of simple. I didn't really care to have a big, elaborate, frankly, anything in this game. I'm a pretty simple person. I like simple design. I like good design, but I like simple design. I'm a low church Protestant. Maybe that's part of it. I've kind of talked about that a little bit in some YouTube comments today. I'm a very happy low church Protestant. I love the low church expression of the faith. I have no problems with the high church expressions of the faith. I love the apparent humility of the visuals and things like that. There's not a lot to it. It's simple, it's straightforward, and honestly, I think that reflects the gospel. I think the high church traditions do a good job representing the beauty of the gospel, but the low church expressions highlight the simplicity of the gospel. I think they need to do so beautifully. I think my church does that pretty well, with modest decorations that are still very pleasant to look at and things like that. But yeah, just check the weather here. 110 degrees Fahrenheit, humidity 10%. Yeah, I think our humidity might be less than it was before. Also, yeah, 90 Fahrenheit, we'll go back with 100 Fahrenheit. Yeah. It's supposed to get cooler this week. But, yeah. Oh, man. What was I saying? Low church Protestant, that's me. That's probably, I don't know. I don't feel a reason to go away from that. So, yeah, I love being a part of that. And yeah, I have respect for the other traditions, and I think that they highlight different aspects of the gospel very beautifully. It is very beautiful. It is immaculately beautiful that we get to have union with God, and it will be a vision of something far greater than we can even imagine. But it is also simple. Our expression here on earth is simplicity. And that actually kind of brings me very smoothly, very fluidly into our third question is, how do we respond? How do we respond to the gospel, right? Because ultimately, if Jesus has made a sacrifice for sins, for sinners such as ourselves, I think that puts some demand on us, right? And I think baseline, lowest level, all Christians can agree, no matter what tradition you're from, answer to that question is that we respond in faith, right? The bare minimum is faith, right? So like, whether you are a Lutheran or a Baptist or a Catholic or Orthodox, faith is the necessary key, and that there are things that come out of faith and how that works out, right? So, most non-Protestant traditions highlight works, and even Calvinism to some degree highlights the outworkings of faith. It's just those things are really kind of different in how they express things, more so than anything else. So I really didn't talk about my bathroom. I don't think that needs talked about that much, but this is a really nice cafe that I've really enjoyed just having and kind of chilling here every once in a while, being all cozy and such. The secret accent wall here, so humidity is 50%. Desert with that much would be a lot, man. Yeah, I don't know what we're at right now. I'm not gonna check the weather. I kind of don't want to know. It was 73% humidity earlier though, and that was not pretty. That was not fun. I was carrying around papers on a construction site, and they were getting wet just from like walking around. So yeah. So yeah, those are the three questions. And I really encourage you guys in your own kind of, mental processes, think about those things. Do you agree with the basic things? If you are, the question is kind of like, what next, right? I would encourage you, if you agree with those things, you should probably go to a church or something like that, and figure out what you need to do with, the rest of your life and faith and things like that, and see how you can be encouraged. I don't really think that the main thrust of our lives necessarily needs to change. That's kind of a huge blessing out of the Reformation, that, the secular sacred distinction, that like we can honor God in our day-to-day lives and our jobs and things like that. So yeah, I think that's an encouraging thing to me, knowing that I don't have to like go drop everything and be a pastor in order to honor God. Like, that's what a relief, honestly. So yeah, we're going to be moving around some stuff here tonight. We're going to be rearranging this room. I think I'm going to get rid of these guys as well. All of this is kind of the lowest common denominator of what we had in the room before. We did change the wallpaper. I think we also changed the couch. If I do end up changing the wallpaper again, I will change the couch. But yeah, this is more or less the essence of what the room has been pretty much from the very beginning. Adding and taking away stuff here and there as is needed. But I think one thing I definitely want first is a lamp. And I like the fact that this is kind of a multi-purpose room. I've always liked doing that a little bit in my Animal Crossing builds, particularly more recently. If you go into one of my New Leaf houses, actually, even right now to this day, you will see that it has, multiple purposes within the main room. I don't know that I've actually built beyond the main room in that game. I think the fact that the main hallways are kind of like right in the center has been a little bit bothersome to me, but I like that they moved them towards the back of the house, or the front of the house, I suppose, in order to give you more wall space and stuff. So I'm done with summer. Can it be autumn now? Seriously, my wife is already looking forward to pumpkin spice season. Like, genuinely, she's like, oh, when's the pumpkin spice coming out? She's excited for it. I think she's pregnant, so she's probably craving it a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. That's, and I'm gonna get it for her when it happens, or I'm gonna let her get it. She's gonna be a little bit stressed about it because she doesn't like spending a lot of money. I'm much more liberal in terms of the finances of the household. I'm like, if you want it and it's just like a little thing, fine. It's not an everyday thing, and it shouldn't be an everyday thing, right? The fancy coffees and things like that, maybe one every other week. But I'm kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm just more in the like treat yourself camp. Something like that. But yeah, it's something to look forward to for sure. I just want to live somewhere where it's always 70 degrees. Can't handle anything under 60 degrees or over 86. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough for sure. I don't know if I'm quite as extreme on that, but 70 is quite ideal. I actually prefer cooler weather though. I think if it was like 40 to 70, actually even 40 to 60 degrees, that would be ideal for me. But of course, it's all personal taste, so and obviously also we can't all have our way. None of us are going to have our way with that. Unless we say, "Oh, I wish it stayed, -10 to 120 degrees all year." Okay, that's maybe a little bit extreme, but still, you know what I mean. Let's do a mini cactus set, I guess. Or should I do the terrarium? I kind of like the terrarium a little bit better. I think the cactus is good. I think the terrarium's maybe actually a little bit too big there. Oh, I remember what I put. Like pumpkin spice stuff. Make my own fancy latte. Worked at Starbucks in my early 20s. Very nice. Yeah, I have thought about picking up a part-time job as a barista or something like that, but it would not work with my current job the way it is. So, unfortunately, that's not very realistic, but yeah, I'll maybe be able to pick it up one of these days. I think it's part of my dream a little bit for retirement to retire. I do want to retire, but I'd like to start a little business that's like a oh, here it is. Coffee shop / bookstore. I think that's the ultimate dream, honestly. More than anything, I think I want that. Just to like be super cozy and stuff like that. So for me, it's pain because I got scoliosis and an elbow that had surgery. Oh, yeah. Anything cold is a solid no. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how my dad's dealing with that. He had either 2 knee replacements and a hip replacement, or 2 hip replacements and a knee replacement. Because, like, that's a lot. He's got a lot of metal in him. We can say that for sure. And yeah, he's retired now, so, great for him. But still working pretty hard. He helped my grandparents move some furniture around. They got some new recliners and stuff like that recently. So, I mean, good for him. But it's kind of like, oh man, you are still going, still kicking around, huh? Which I think it'll be that way for a little bit. He's definitely a busybody. So, dream is to have my own cat cafe. Oh my gosh, we can team up and have a cat cafe bookstore. Which honestly, whatever the expression of our dreams that ends up happening, I'm very grateful that I married the way that I did, because my librarian wife will be very good for bookstore in the future if that ends up happening. A part of me is a little bit skeptical that it would, but Yeah. Yeah, that's exciting. I love having those little, maybe not quite goals. Maybe they are a little bit pipe dreamy or something like that. But like, you know, having those kinds of things that you can kind of look forward to and stuff is, I think it's good. I think it's a noble thing. Okay, I need some things to be able to continue here. Yeah, so those three questions, and you know, I don't know that I'm going to talk about them that much more specifically, but I'm trying to think of how to make those just like really, really succinct, right? Because I don't think I think I mentioned this earlier. I don't know that I want to do that, this kind of stuff on my YouTube channel specifically, beyond like live streams. It's a part of who I am, so I can't escape it, right? But I don't know. I do think I want to do it on TikTok. I did start a TikTok recently, and I'm not selling. What am I doing? This is just force of habit. I did start a TikTok recently. It's been doing all right. You know, nothing to super write home about or anything like that. Nothing's gotten more than, you know, 1,000 or so views, I don't think. So, you know, it's literally just gaming clips. It's a good place, I think, to watch gaming clips, especially if you're on the platform already. So, yeah, if you're over there, Atomic Potato 216, that's me. If you're into TikTok, if that's your thing, you know, you can catch our clips over there. I'm also, you know, obviously, YouTube is probably the best place to catch the clips, and stuff like that. I did forget, though, that TikTok does have the censorship that like you can't say certain words, and I think the most recent one I posted did probably have one of those words, because it's dead in the water. I'm looking at the view count and it's like nothing's happening, and I'm kind of like, did I not censor it enough? I actually don't know. You know I censored the word kill, because I'm pretty sure you can't say that, but yeah. That's part of the problem of just posting candid clips and things like that, is you're talking, you end up saying things, and it's just kind of like, oh, well, you know, that was a funny moment and all that, but like, yeah, I can't really say that. Twitch or YouTube, they'll shadow ban you. Oh, sending people off their platform. Wow, that's wild. So, okay, yeah, rude. I don't like the censorship, but oops, okay. It is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I do want to, our three questions from tonight that I kind of put forth, I'd like to do a short TikTok on that, kind of a little 60-second type thing. Oh, we have 51. Perfect. But I need to figure out how to make it just like very succinct, and how to answer the questions quickly and briefly. And I think that's something I struggle with a little bit, because I tend to draw things out a lot. And that actually works really well for our live stream platform. But it doesn't actually help that much when I'm on a time crunch. And frankly, if I'm doing videos on YouTube as well, it's just not that helpful. You know, I need to be able to say things succinctly, or people are just gonna kind of check out and things like that, and I don't want that to happen. And so that's kind of something I'm still working on. That's something that I am self-aware of. But yeah, it's it is a growth area, I suppose, as they say. I don't remember. So I need a natural chair. I can't remember if that's softwood, regular wood. I know it's got a little bit of metal to it, a little bit of iron. So we'll definitely want that. Hello. Here we go. Definitely no more than 9, right? Or 13. I think I have enough iron on me to do that. There we go. Okay. I think I am generally pretty good about stream of consciousness talking, but sometimes I get to doing that for like, I don't know, for 30 minutes straight or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't said anything of substance for like half my stream or something like that. So that's another area I definitely could get better at, is just like saying something that's actually engaging, saying things that are actually engaging. I don't know, that's on my mind, and I'm kind of like, I mean, I am open to feedback, but like that's not my expectation for my audience whatsoever. So it's hardwood. It's so light, I wouldn't have guessed. We're gonna make the lightest chair with the darkest wood. I see how it is. But yeah, let's just get the dark wood out then. It's gonna be more than one, so I guess we get this stack. Hello. And I think we just do one here. I may end up changing it, but we'll see. We'll craft, and then we'll customize. Twitch also has that on their filters, but they don't enforce it as much. Interesting. It's just such an easy word to say when you're playing video games, frankly. Like, how do you not talk about unaliving people when you're playing video games in which you unalive people? I probably need to look into that stuff a little bit more, because I mean, I don't want to get demonetized or like deplatformed or anything like that. That would be bad. So I suppose I should probably just pay more attention to that kind of stuff. Tell your viewers to talk on other platforms instead of theirs. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's anyone can talk anywhere. I do not care. I mean, I've seen it done though. And frankly, I don't think it works very well because this is a fairly popular streamer. Highly in Descent actually has basically a lurker zone on YouTube. So he has no chat on YouTube. And so it's just a place where you can kind of like lurk and chill out. And honestly, I personally love it because I have YouTube Premium. I can plug in my earbuds, stick my phone in my pocket, and still hear what's going on. Whip my phone back out, have the Twitch chat on chat only, so it doesn't freeze the YouTube stream, and engage in chat and things like that. And my only real problem is that there's some delay or something like that, but still usually picks up, still usually responds. He's actually really good about that kind of stuff. So yeah, that actually was part of my inspiration for going over to YouTube. It's like, I really want to do that. I think I still want to have the chat so people can say things, ask questions if they want to, and just kind of like participate in the community and things like that. But, you know, ultimately, you know, I just want to provide, I think, the best experience for everyone possible. And, you know, now we just have the ability to do that. So, yeah. Really happy I finally decided to, I don't know if bite the bullet is necessarily the right term, but just do it, you know. I think I overthink things. And I think there's a lot of people who can probably relate to that, right? Like, raise your hand if you're an overthinker. Right? We're all raising our hands, right? So half the battle for me is just like, just do it. I need to get the old Shia LaBeouf emote or meme, whatever, in my head. Just like, do it. Just do it. I don't know if "don't let your dreams be dreams" is necessarily relevant, but like, it's what I need to do is literally just do it. Got to pick out some rugs here. I'm just gonna do that. And I think video games are honestly kind of like a little safe escape for me, because things in video games, frankly, are pretty safe, actually, you know? I overthink on everything. I'm glad I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. I'm married to an overthinker, okay? And she's probably worse than I am. And that's not meant as an insult. It is common. Obviously. Like, we're here. So, Just do it, lady. Right, right. That's what we need to do. So, wait, do it. Wait, TikTok I don't do TikTok enough. I'm an old boomer. I'm a millennial actually, but that's part of the problem actually. Ivory small round mat, medium round mat. There we go. Oh wait, I need to do this. Boop. There we go. Yeah, I think we're gonna go. Ooh. Yeah, let's go with this, but we're gonna center everything here, including the rug underneath here. I think that's good. I know way too much, and again, I'm Gen Z, yeah. Yeah, my wife is technically Gen Z, I think. I mean, we're right there on the edge, both of us. So I think she's just a little younger than I am, and so it's like, yeah, you're technically just over the generational divide if there is one. Ooh. I think I want to go with this. And I think I might go with a lighter. Hold on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's a little bit too orange compared with this. Which kind of also just means, hold on. I can just do this too. There we go. Yeah, we go Nordic lowboard instead. And I guess I'm not 100% sold on it, honestly. I might just keep this handy. Put back if I feel like it. I think I kind of like the more intricate designs of this. It's very pretty. It's a very nice little... I think that creator is also on YouTube. Gotcha. I really need to get with the times, you know? I won't say I'm too busy for things, because I don't know that that's true. It's just I waste a lot of my time playing the video games and stuff like that. Because again, it's safe. I don't have to overthink my video game playing, because it's safe. It's a safe space. You know, if I do something, if I mess up, you know, no one's gonna know the wiser. I could just change it later on. It's fine. That kind of stuff. But yeah, wow. Why do I have so many of these? Oh, that's a prize. That's a prize from the bug off. It's like, I have 7. Interesting. But yeah, it's something I need to work on. It's something we all need to work on, which, you know, is encouraging to me, but it should kick me in the butt, no less, to say, like, we need to actually work on this and not just be passive about it. So yeah, not missing out. Save yourself from the doom scrolling while you can. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that that hasn't been a problem either. So yeah. What mat should I put out here, y'all? I'm beside myself, because I like the more intricate designs, and I'm a little bit tempted that way. But also, that ain't it. That's definitely not it. Doom Scroll has a grip on me too. Yeah. I don't know. It definitely does for me. It's just like something to do, right? Right? I think it's been a bit different recently, especially since getting into more content creation-y stuff, because that is actually something that I can like do, right? So it's helpful in that way. It does not hurt, or does not help, excuse me, when I kind of like obsess over it, which is another easy thing to do. I'm actually going to move this over here. Boop. Yeah, that'll be good. I think that does confirm that I'm going with the more simple designs also. But yeah, so that's been a little bit of a reprieve, I think, from doom scrolling, which is good. But again, that doesn't save me from spending time on social media and like looking into things and stuff like that. Just like, I need to calm down. I need to get away. I need to step away a little bit and just kind of relax. Because here's the thing. There's a lot of like reading that I want to do. You know, I'm getting more interested in a lot of different theological topics and things like that. And there's a lot of reading that I should do with respect to those things. And yet, it's so easy when I get home at night to just sit down, pick up the Switch, and play a little bit of Animal Crossing, play a little bit of Splatoon, things of that nature, or get on Twitter and see what people are saying about certain things. It's and I think this goes for both me and my wife, like in a much more specific manner, that like we're attracted to controversy. So like that's something I've especially noticed since we've gotten married. You know, but then even of myself, ooh, that's much nicer. That is way, way nicer. I think I need to change this, but yeah, things that are controversial are just very attractive. It's nice, but it makes me think that I need to like customize every piece of furniture that I have, and I don't like that. I might just do it. I might just have to do that, because I really like the vibes. It's got like grandma's house vibes, and I kind of like that. I think I'm going to keep this color. Does that work? I might just do the fireplace. I might just see what the fireplace looks like and then stick with that. Here I am, of course, overthinking my Animal Crossing decisions. Maybe it's because there's people out there judging me now. Judging me and my design choices, right? Nah, I'm kidding. I know y'all aren't doing that. Y'all aren't about that. Okay, I guess let's go with the natural wood. There we go. Customize a rocking chair. It's a little more yellow than the other things we have, but let's go ahead and see. I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and take this stuff. Overthinking about overthinking. Ah, don't do it! It's a trap! It also makes me think about rugs, though. Okay, the slight redesign here. Ooh. Okay, I have... Whoops. I have one of these, actually, in the bathroom. I might do that. I don't know. I guess we're going grandma's house style, right? At this point, it is kind of what it looks like. That's okay with me. I mean, you know, simple grandma's house. And draw the curtains. Nobody look. Which, actually, the gingham. Hold on. Hold on. There's something like gingham here. That's not quite it. There's too many colors in that. It's too loud. I suppose the yellow mat is kind of gingham-y enough. Let's look at the green kitchen mat. We can compare these two. Actually, real quick, there are a couple of things that I need to customize, which is why I got everything in my inventory in the first place. So let's go do that. Take one thing at a time, right? We're going out to Harv's Island to see what there is that we need to customize. And honestly, I have the customization kits, but I'm going to Harv's Island because I know that there's more options with Cyrus. Y'all. Okay. Reese and Cyrus actually makes me think of the next Animal Crossing game, because I really want some things for that as well. Like, I have some high hopes. I really want Reese to have something to do in the next Animal Crossing game, because she didn't have a single thing to do in this game. She stood there for pretty wedding photos, and then she stands next to her husband and tells you that you should ask him if you want anything done. And I'm just kind of like, there's so much more that can be done. Like, there's so much more that she can do, because she used to run a shop. She used to run the Recycle Shop, which is kind of a little clever name, you know, her name being Reese and her husband's name being Cyrus. I mean, obviously that was a little bit more derivative, I suppose, but I think it would be really compelling, especially if they go with the idea to bring back, like, city folk, like having the city that you can go off to. If they're in the, if Reese and Cyrus have their shop in the city, they could be like, I don't know, a nice little hipstery thrift store. I was going to ask if I can visit your island. I don't see a reason why not. I've still got another hour or so that we can do this, so sounds good to me. I do need to finish my updates first. So it kind of, I guess, depends on how that goes. Kelly, it is a potato. Welcome in, my friend. How are you? Let's get this stuff customized. I kind of hate that we can only do one at a time, but oh, I'm not even doing this anymore. Am I? I might. The light wood could be good. Ooh. Ooh, the little flowers. Oh. The leaves? Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to go with the little flowers. I think that's a better accent to the wallpaper that we have. So, doing all right. How are you? I'm having a good time over here. We're currently actually doing a redesign of my living room, and that's been pretty nice. I've been working on the attic for the most part, and we now have a nice little cozy reading room with little coffee corner, little baby grand piano, other various things as well. Oh, I don't need that redone. We're going pink all the way for the Enthrium. Okay. Beige fireplace? That is what goes best. We're going to try it. Oh, man. Yeah, we were also kind of talking a little bit about Reese and Cyrus and how Reese got, like, big nerfed in this game. Because she used to run a thrift store, and now she just kind of stands there. Slash, it wasn't really a thrift store, but that's what I really want for the next Animal Crossing game, is for Reese to have the old recycle shop, but it's a thrift store where maybe you can buy things that your friends sold. Something like that. I don't know, that's really appealing to me. Like, you get to see what your friends have sold to the recycle shop, and, you know, maybe pick it up. Maybe pick it up for a lower price than what is standard. I think that's really, really what I want to see. If we don't see it, I guess it'll be fine. It'll hopefully be good. I think ultimately what we all want is more flavors of classic Animal Crossing. Because what they did with New Horizons was a lot of good quality life stuff. And there's still a lot of heart to it. There really is. But there's a little bit that has been lost that we'd like to see. So, yeah. Potato will see a whole bunch of pumpkins from me. Oh my goodness. Are you making a pumpkin farm? Big old pumpkin patch? The Noctis Lunaria pumpkin patch? Alright, we're just going to go home. Normally I go out to work and pick up all the things. But, yeah. In the meantime, I do actually want to shout out Kelly here. And I guess the shout out command is technically still a little bit broken. So bear with me. There is no link there, but you should click the link. Kelly is a newer streamer, and I've had a good time over at her chat recently, and you should all go follow. It's been some cozy times playing Animal Crossing and Toontown Online. I don't know if the sci-fi is quite the vibe for Kelly's channel, but it is over here. Oh, yes, 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 the actual shout out. That's right. I forget about the Twitch chat shout outs, man. Yeah, I kind of wish that the Frosty tools would allow you to vary things a little bit more, but unfortunately they don't, which is a little bit sad. Oh, of course. No, I like to support my friends, and I've enjoyed, again, my time. I've enjoyed my time over at your channel, and so absolutely wanna give the recommendations where I can. So thank you, Noctis. I appreciate you and your knowledge where mine fails, because mine fails so often. So yeah. All right. Yeah, we're going for a little bit of a grandma's house vibes here. So yeah, be kind is rule number 1 in the chat rules. So that is maybe not the reason for that, but that is what I strive for over here. You know, above all else, kindness. You know, we're talking about a lot of stuff, and some things can be controversial. I'm not afraid of controversial topics personally. You know, we're family friendly, so like keep it PG. You know, definitely nothing more than PG-13. But like, do I still have the AMA tag? I can't actually remember. That was part of my purpose, you know. It's just like, you know, I want people to come here and just feel comfortable talking about whatever, you know. There's no judgment here. There's no, you know, anything like that, you know. With the caveat that like I do have opinions, you know, but also you have opinions, and that is welcome. So, okay. I like the yellow. The yellow is very nice. I feel like I need to change the natural colors now, though. Yeah, I need to change all of this stuff. Oh, dang it. Okay. First, let's take the crafting bench into the bedroom and customize that to just get it over with. We'll get it done. We'll get it over with, and then we can customize everything else on that, right? Oh my goodness. All right. We'll customize it. Go with natural, probably, right? Yellow, green. So many vibrant colors. You'll love to see it. Ash brown. That's interesting, but it doesn't fit the vibe of grandma's house, you know? Just keep it PG and agree to disagree if needed. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't like things evolving into like full-on discussions. You know, you're perfectly welcome to share your position on a certain topic. And let me also just be very clear. It's generally not politics. I don't like to touch politics. I just like... My basic opinion on politics is everything is bad. So... it's one of those things where it's like just not worth talking about, in my opinion. Not to say that you can't talk about it, but like... Yeah. Again, the first rule is be kind, and I don't know how kind I can be to anyone in the realm of politics, just because, and not to people who hold opinions, literally just the people that we have to talk about. Like, I have no respect. I just don't have any respect, you know? And so in order to act respectful, I just choose not to talk about it, right? And usually that's what's wise, so... That is typically what's wise. Yep. But yeah, again, we'll talk about anything and everything here. Oftentimes we're just talking about video games and what we want out of the next fill-in-the-blank game. I was not done customizing. I was not done customizing at all. Boop. There we go. Alright. Done for now. And I also hope to present things in a friendly manner as well that's, you know, relatively inoffensive and just kind of like, here's what I think, right? That's all you have to say. Okay. I think we've got pretty much the basics here. I can't help feeling that I want to do more with this. But, oh man, what is more even? This ain't gonna work. That's not what I want. Okay. I also don't know if that's exactly what I want for this, but we want a new Splatoon 4 game, like with Switch OLED. Yes. Yes, Nintendo. Switch for Splatoon 4. Wait, Switch to OLED Splatoon 4. Too many caveats in that. I can't bear it. Oh, excuse me. Goodness. I like the oak. I'm gonna go with the natural. I think the natural is like the most inoffensive here. There we go. All done for now. And I'm gonna rotate a little bit here too. Okay. And then we can put everything back. Okay. I am having a hard time actually remembering what else was in here. This place still feels really empty, and I'm kind of like, For those of you who don't know, who weren't here at the time, I redesigned this house, this room, excuse me, for Christmas. And it was very Christmassy there for a long time. And I honestly think that's what bumped me over 200,000 in the Happy Home Academy. But no, I think I might fall below 200,000 unless I can arrange this really, really well. I think I had something over here. I want to say we put this over here. And then maybe do another little plant. I do like having the plants. Are there miscellaneous plants that are like a little bigger and stuff? I also forgot the feng shui rules, so if anyone happens to remember, feel free to call them out and things like that. Also, I'd really like for some items, like this coffee cup, to use like a quarter of a section, so we could just put it like in the middle of the table here. And just have like a bundle of coffee cups. That'd be nice. That'd be nice, Nintendo. Be real nice. Y'all want to see how many screenshots I have of this game? Because this is the only hope I feel like I have to like remember what I'm doing. Okay. Oh. Also, I need to go away in order for you guys to see this. Don't mind me, I'm going to make my face invisible to make sure that you can see Link's face. This was a mistake. Oh my goodness. Link, what's going on, buddy? Okay. I came here for a purpose. And that purpose was to filter Animal Crossing New Horizons. I only have 6,000 screenshots. Only 6,000 screenshots. I used to have 8,000, so you should be proud of me for cutting down so much. What's happening to Link? Oh, do I dare? Alright. I'll show you guys. Because this is just, it's a candid stream anyway. We're just hanging out, we're chatting, having a good time. Okay. It's one of the earliest videos that I have. Let's see if I can find it. Breath of the Wild Master Mode. Hopefully, obviously. You make the rules, it's true. Time to buy a bigger SD card for 18,000 screenshots. I think I had 11,000 at one point, and it was like full. So, yeah, another SD card. Why not? Bigger SD card. Oh, man. Okay. Is it this one? I think this is just impressive shots. What capture card do you use / recommend? I've got my Elgato HD 60S right here, which has been wonderful for like 6 years now, something like that. I do recommend it. However, I don't think it's still on the market. Obviously, it still works wonderfully, but um, oh, it's the one right next to it. Okay, I'll show you guys that in a minute. But now they have the Elgato what is it? 4K 60, 4K 60S, I believe is what the best one is. By the way, I have a dehumidifier in the room, and when it kicks on, my light flashes. So when you see that, when you see my like face flash for a second, that's what's going on. It's kicking on right there. So anyway, yes, Elgato is good. They also, okay, and this is better than anything. Elgato has fantastic customer service. They have a helpline. They will literally do everything to help you out with things. I have a friend, longtime friend on Twitch, who got the Elgato and could not get it to work for whatever reason. And she talked with the company, the customer service people, technical service, support, things like that. Was never able to figure out what was wrong with it. It may have just been a defective product. But they were very respectful and patient and things the whole time. And I think that says more than anything about the company. So, but that's like a huge exception. I've never heard anyone else say they couldn't get theirs to work. So, yeah. Latency issues, and been thinking about Elgato. Yeah, I bought a cheaper model myself. I spent $30 on my first capture card. I returned it the next day. I hated it. I was like, okay, I'm spending the $100 or whatever. So, as a boss in Final Fantasy XIV says, bigger is better. That is a common phrase. So, yeah, Elgato has lots of models. I'm thinking about actually getting the model that you can plug into one of your PCI slots in your computer. I don't think I'd recommend that for the common person. This one, you just plug into HDMI, plug into USB slot. So it's like HDMI to HDMI and then USB slot in your computer. Real easy. Super, super simple. So, yeah, I strongly recommend that. Anyway, this is the context of the screenshot that I just took. And it was a perfect freeze frame, honestly. I was like, oh, I slid off. I'd better do it now. And it was at this moment that I knew. I need this whole thing in slow motion. It's like, what do I do now? Just like, man. I'd like to get to the new one. Me too. It's not in the cards. I really hope this one that I have stays good, but we'll see. Yeah, Elgato's really been great. If nothing else, hopefully you could just play some music and stuff like that, that moment, just like, oh no, oh no, oh no! Oh crap. I don't know how I didn't die. This is master mode, by the way. Yeah, this is a fantastic clip. It's one of my favorites. It's a classic. From back in 2018. This is before I ever started streaming. I think. I may have had one stream. I think I had one stream in 2018. But then 2019 is where we really took off. I was doing things. I had a purpose for going out here, y'all. I got distracted. I got distracted by Link's wonderful face. Yeah. I freeze framed the other day right on that, and I'm like, excuse me? Okay. I need to see what my living room used to look like, and then think about what kind of changes I can make to it. That is my bedroom. Okay, this could take a little bit here. Especially with stuff like this. This is something. The wee new boot goofing out here. Oh man. This game, I tell you what, it is a gold mine of just infinite possibilities. Paula? Oh my goodness. So many friends. Man, this is already back in like 2021, isn't it? 2022? Wow. I want to get an Elgato, but it's a bit too much right now. I want to get a new PC, so I'm using a Ugreen one for now. Yeah, I'm actually not that aware of the market in terms of capture cards. So I wouldn't say I'm a bad resource, but in terms of like knowledge of just what's out there, I actually I don't have that much of a clue. Here we go. This is what I need. Okay. Oh, there's some differences out here, but okay. Okay. Okay, I needed to do that. Oh, I have a Nordic chair that I can put down instead. So I don't think I'm going to go with the blue. I think I'm going to stick with the green and yellow, but everything else, kind of just observing. Yeah. All right, we're in good shape then. Let's go ahead. Where is that chair? Okay. We're going to have to remodel that, but yeah, Elgato, again, has worked perfectly for me, so I have no reason to, you know, hold back in recommending it. So if Reddit says there's something better, I guess, you know, maybe that is true. Maybe there is something better out there that, you know, could work better, but I will stand by my Elgato until the day that it dies, and that will be a sad day because it's done so much for me. Let's see here. I think I will actually go ahead and do this. Ugreen is okay for a starter streamer, but more expensive ones get better. Yeah, Elgato was pretty nice. It was just $100 when I bought it. The market is in a different state of being now compared with what it was, unfortunately, so I don't know what that looks like. Oh, that's too small. Or is it? Actually, that's pretty good. I think I'll keep that. Okay. Y'all, what else do we put out here? I don't even know. Oh, I think I'm like slowly becoming aware of like the other things that we kind of have that we could put up and that we have put up in the past. Yeah, I've not heard of Ugreen before, so again, I'm just not aware of the market out there, which, you know, is fine for now, but again, my capture card is 6 years old, more than 6 years old at this point, and so how much longer is it going to last? Ooh, that's a good question. Hopefully quite a bit longer, you know. I don't have plans to stop streaming. Not completely, anyway. All right. I did kind of like the teddy bear. Put a little mama bear out there, maybe. Not right there, but somewhere. Something just nice and decorative. Again, this is apparently I'm going with Grandma's house vibes because that is how it turned out. Slightly Grandma's house vibes. I guess the Nordic furniture is maybe a little bit less. It kind of brings it into the modern era a little bit, but yeah. $150 now? Yeah. $100 for cheaper options, but you don't get an output. Interesting. Well, how does that work if they don't have an output? Oh, no, never mind. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I don't really use my output, so that would actually be fine. The output is good for when I want, like, really smooth visuals for, like, Splatoon or something like that. Yeah, yep. I monitor on OBS. I do. You got me. There was one stream that we had, actually, where we did not. That was our first Echoes of Wisdom stream. And for whatever reason, I could not get things to work quite right. I don't remember exactly what the issue was, but in the end, yeah, I just ended up playing on the TV, which is basically like right over here. We have a different setup now, but yeah, it worked. So all the games I use need an output because even seconds can cause you to die. Yeah, not even seconds. Not even seconds. It can be instant at times. All right. Oh, I already had a rocking chair that was the right color for what I thought I was going for. All right. It is coming together slowly but surely. Let's go ahead and customize this Nordic chair. I don't know if I'm going to have the things that I need. I'm not going to worry about that tonight. I'm going to go with the little flowers. We're going to customize it that way. Woohoo! And then... whoop. Place. There we go. Hey. Good stuff. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. I've gotten one of these recently, but it's been a long time since I've gotten the actual Nook Miles instead of just the Nook Miles Plus. I always stop and expect that it's going to be the Nook Miles Plus, but when it's not, I'm like, huh? Doing me a heckin' confusion. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, this is coming together pretty nice. So, got my Animal Crossing, and dang, I forgot how to play this game. Oh my goodness. One other thing I need to do. I think I want to look at the flooring, because we have not even thought about changing it. That's pretty nice. Okay, here, let's do this. I want to make sure I capture the whole vibe, you know? Nope. Nope. I think I can change it to be horizontal, but I cannot remember how to do that. I think that natural flooring is going to be what we go with. Or the herringbone. I do like the simple design of this, though. And I think that is a good motto. The KISS model, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Works for design as well. With my cable internet, the ping's 80 to 120 a person. Oh no! That's not ideal. We just die in a heartbeat. Oh gosh. Alright. Can I... oh wait. Nope, that ain't it. Okay. So, I know... interesting. I know... oh wait, do I have a... nope, that ain't it. I'll get it right eventually, I promise. I have a soundscape going? Oh, it's like a park. It's kind of pleasant. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we got to use the right lights. Using the cool lights there for a second, and it was not ideal. Okay, this is totally random, but it really tied the room together, and I just want it. These were really nice when I had them in the house before, so bear with me. Weird, but it works. Okay. Yeah, I might end up completely redesigning this. I don't know. If it doesn't reach my minimum score of 200,000 in the Happy Home Academy, I might just reconsider everything. But or maybe I just won't worry about it. I probably shouldn't worry about it, because it's a video game. If I get inspiration, I'm sure I'll do something, but let's do a little bit of wall decoration as well. What should we put out here? Little hanging terrarium. I like the wall planter there. It's kind of a nice little accent piece. Play Final Fantasy XIV, but not lately. But I play a lot of the game. Yeah, I know a lot of people who play a lot of that game. Wait, you guys didn't know you were fellow 14 players? I did. I knew that about both of you. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, y'all gotta team up or something like that. Me, I just realized this actually. This is a weird fact, and I kind of just realized this literally like driving home from church yesterday, which I don't think it had anything to do with church or anything that was said, but I think MMOs for me overall just like don't work. And I think the reason is just that it ruins my immersion a little bit. I think when people when there's mass amounts of people that I can visibly see like going to the same quest person or something like that, or like, you know, oh, they say go get the quest from this person, and everyone's just like crowding this person, just like go do this quest, go do this quest. It feels much more gamey than everything else, as opposed to with, you know, more similarly like a Zelda game or something like that, or a Skyrim, right? If I am doing a side quest, I am going to do the side quest, and, you know, I'm going to get the feeling, and I think rightly so, that I am the one person who can do this, or who is going to do this and actually solve this person's problems, instead of, you know, having the same person solve the problems over and over and over again. I think it's the massively multiplayer part that like maybe grinds my gears a little bit. I don't have anything against them. I'm just not into them. I think that's what it is. Yeah, and it's the immersion aspect of it. I think if you are able to call friends in to help with something like that, I think that's different. But I don't know. And again, I'm not against playing it, but like I've been trying to, I guess, psychoanalyze myself and just be like, why can't I do the MMOs? I have never enjoyed an MMO, and I think it's that aspect of I see so many people going for this same quest that I'm supposed to do that I'm getting the idea that, like, you know, even subconsciously, my brain is getting the idea that I'm not really that needed, I guess, you know? I think it loses a little bit of purpose. That being said, there are some MMOs that have grabbed me. The only one that I've been able to play on a regular basis is EVE Online. And I think that one just has to do with the vastness of it. It's a big game. It's spaceship game. It's spaceship builder. You go to multiple star systems, you fight pirates, you mine moons and asteroids and things like that. It's a cool game. It's fun sci-fi, you know, little adventure. You can kind of do whatever you want, build corporations and whatnot. But again, I think it's the vastness of it that really helps. So, but then, I don't know. I think if I get over the hump, right? Because I've never been able to play very long. So, if I played Final Fantasy XIV and actually got to a point where most of the game was like going and doing raids with friends, I might actually enjoy that. The problem now is like actually getting the hours to be able to play to get myself to that point, right? So yeah, I'm a little curious if that would be the case, if I would enjoy it more, if it's literally like, yeah, we need to get a little guild together, a little team, and do this quest here, where it's not the same people or a bunch of people going to the same quest, doing it over and over and things like that. So, because I think, again, you know, I've never made it past early parts of an MMO. And so I think part of the problem is just that. It is literally just that like I haven't played past the early parts, and there's so many players playing the early parts because there's the appeal of making a new character and you know, designing him the way that you want, and you know, getting new players into the game. There's so many reasons for new players to come into the game that like it would not surprise me if that was just the main reason that those areas were as crowded as they are. And so I think if we got to the point where it was just like, all right, we're questing, we're not really seeing the same kinds of things, I think that would be a lot better. I think that would be a lot easier on me. You have friends to play it with, and you have to make the time. I do have to make the time. The issue for anything having to do with time right now is baby. Like, my wife and I are having a baby, and that is going to be 110% of our time right there. So, yeah, eventually. Like I said, I'm really not against it. Like, I want to like it. I don't despise it. And so I've got everything kind of working out for me in that regard, but I think I do just need the time to like actually play it. So that's how I enjoy playing right now. I'm just farming. My friends stopped playing. Those that are playing, I just wait for them to DM me to play with them. Yeah, especially since I'm a mentor. If anyone needed help or anything, I join them. And hey, that could be perfect for me too. Yeah, just getting over the hump. That's probably, I'm going to put this down just to move it. No. Yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun. Final Fantasy XIV is, I mean, it probably is one of the best ones, right? You know, and obviously I'm asking a biased audience here, of course. So, yeah. If I join you in a party, since I'm a mentor, I give you an XP bonus. Ooh. Okay. I got that rug because I'm curious if it would look good in here. Coconut map. And it's free. The free is the part that gets me. It's like, if I don't have to pay for a game for a long time, like, that's fantastic. Yeah, this cafe mat makes me think of coffee more than anything else, so I'm kind of like, maybe not here. Oh, come on now. Come on now. I didn't even know there was anything up there. I didn't know there was anything up there. I want to pick up the rug. The rug. The rug. The rug. The rug, my guy. Oh, my Lanta. There we go. Why did that take so much time? Oh, my gosh. Okay. Now to put everything back. Good grief. Yeah, there are limits, but it is a good selling point. Yeah, and I think they got a lot of people to play because of that. Okay, what did I take down even that was up here? I don't even know. I didn't... Oh, it's all of these. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got the hanger there. I really like these iron door plates, y'all. This is like a really nice little accent piece. Wooden chair, not now. Not now. There's an iron door plate. There we go. Up to level 70. Oh, it was 60 last I knew, actually. That's good. That's a nice little bonus for me. Yeah, I put these all the way around, and I think it looks so nice. All as one here. Whoop. Especially, I don't know, it kind of matches the vibe in my opinion. I just put them as the little accent pieces, so. Increase it by 10 levels every expansion? Oh, interesting. Okay. But when I thought it was 60, I thought it was like several years ago. But that could have been the last expansion, so I guess I don't know everything, that's for sure. I know hardly anything, in fact. Yeah. So, yeah, willing to play with you guys, for sure. You know, maybe I need peer pressure also. You can peer pressure me anytime. And if I'm genuinely not available, like, yeah, I just won't be available. And that's kind of it. But, yeah. I've been enjoying a lot of Splatoon recently, too. So, if anyone wants to join me on that, in the off times, I'm getting better about a lot of things in that one. So, 2 new expansions since you played last played. Oh, gotcha. Interesting. Yeah, I thought it was still 60, level 60, free up to level 60, that is. Maybe I was just wrong, but I didn't get anywhere close. I maybe got into the teens. I made 2 characters. One of them looked a little bit like an 80s cop dude, and I kind of liked that, but then I built another one on another server. That was Ganondorf, and I really like that one too. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit beside myself. Okay, I got to move this. Got to move this. I don't know. It is like a little mini cafe. So, like, this is appropriate, if you ask me. Oh, I'm never... Okay. It does not match the vibe, though. That's the only thing. It's like, I see that rug and I want to put it somewhere, but I guess it just doesn't work. Really anywhere that I have like a cafe to speak of. So I love a good little cafe. Also, this isn't really that much of a cafe. It's kind of just a coffee maker with some sugar. So yeah. It'll be fine. I was really disappointed, y'all, actually, when I found out that you can't put things on top of the bookshelves, because it's only half a block wide. I think that would be another thing that we should get in the next Animal Crossing game is, again, you know, this should only be half a block wide, this coffee cup. There's no reason for it to take up a full block. There's just little things like that. I think that would really help our experience and design and things like that. So I think that's probably all I have for the design of this room. I might change up some things, you know. I'm never too firm on any decision, so, you know, might get it changed up here shortly, but we'll see. I want to go maybe show off some designs that I've done in the DLC, because I don't think I've ever done this. I've streamed so many hours of this game, and hardly any of that time has actually been dedicated to Happy Home Paradise. And I kind of avoided heading over that way earlier. So why don't we head that way now and see which villager we'd like to go see. Maybe we can have a little poll. I'll pick like 3 of them, and maybe you guys can maybe just verbally say in chat who you like best or something like that. I don't know. Okay. The Gratitude Airport. I want to go to work. I'm so glad that that is just the easiest thing to do. It's the easiest option. There's no like taking anything back or anything. It's like if you pick the wrong thing, you don't have to start over. Because there's no wrong thing to pick, you know? That's the other bad part of this game. It's just like there's so many menu options. Get me out of the menus and help me actually do the things, please. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da. Look at these two. Adorable. How are things? Maybe we'll just choose from the villagers that we have available to us on the beach here. See if we got a new DIY. I didn't bother looking who that was from because I am type A today, apparently. Okay, so those are all villagers who want the new things. It's Ed. Gotta love Ed. I'd love to have a place of my own here. Get a little bluegrass studio going in the basement. Amazing. Amazing. There's a couple of things I'd like to do before we head over to a villager's vacation home, though. Got a couple of shops out here. Let's see, it is Monday. We can get some turnips out here as well. Hey, hello, and all that jazz. Welcome to the Love a Little Shop. Yep. Yeah, there's sometimes some good stuff. I've actually gotten some KK gear. Not too long ago. It's pretty nice. It's they've got some glow in the dark stuff when they have the music festivals and such. That was actually really, really cool. So I love having the music festivals personally. Hello there, Sherb. Ah, Sherb, amazing. How are things, my friend? The vacation house is real neat. It protects me from the elements and keeps my food in there. But standing out in my yard and looking at the ocean, the best. The best. I wonder if he actually has an oceanside home or if he's landlocked. It'd be hilarious if he was landlocked. It's just like, yes, looking at the ocean from where I can't see the ocean. Oh, interesting. They got like a little bus stop here? What is this? A garden table. This looks like it's made of plastic. I'm gonna buy it. What is this? 9,000 for a retro transportation shop. I'm pretty sure I have a couple of those, but I'm buying anyway. Let's see what our exchange rate is today. 222 bells for 100 pokey. I'm buying pokey. This is the day trading stock market. You have the stalk market with the turnips, but now you can buy pokey and sell it for more. Fantastic. It's not actually that significant though. It's pretty minor. All right. Cool. 2 new items for us, and we can go ahead and, well, let's go over to the hospital, because the hospital is where we see an old friend of ours that has not made many appearances in the game, but has graced us with her presence for one night only in the DLC. One night a week, I should say. It's Joan! Oh my gosh, there's a big lineup here today. You here to get something looked at too, kiddo? Me? My body's just starting to feel its age is all. I'm here for my usual Monday checkup. Weekly checkups, can you imagine? You know, I happened to pick a few turnips before I left home today. Why don't you take them, kiddo? Here you are, 50 turnips. I think that's the max you can get, actually. It's just a fun fact. For those of you who have the DLC, you can get free turnips. Free turnips. That's a pretty good deal if you ask me. Alright, let's pick a villager. Should we pick, let's see, Coco or Sherb? We could do Shavra, or however you say her name. Who else do we have out here tonight? Pick one villager to go visit. We got Boots. We got Eugene and Pierce. We visited Pierce actually fairly recently. We've got Gabby, Lyman, Hopper. I almost called him Boomer. Wrong penguin. Shame on me. What did I do for Gabby's house? Oh, that's a nice house. How are things? I'm having way too much fun at my vacay home. I think it's making my home jealous. My home jealous. Wow. Alright. Let's see here. What about Hopper? Oh my goodness. It's a lifeguard shack. I remember that one. Nice. If it weren't for you, I literally wouldn't be here. So thanks for giving me a taste of the sweet life. Very nice. Wait, this is Gonzo. Not Lyman. Shame on me. I did do Lyman's recently. It's maybe a little hard to tell from the back, though. It's a little bit of a basic cabin. I may have done this one for some quick cash. I have done that a couple of times. Just like, okay, I need some money to buy things. So let me just really quickly design this home. Small, simple blue mat. Okay. What else we got? Boots? Farm Glade Ranch. Interesting. Beaches around here are great for workouts, but they leave me feeling extra sore every time. Loose sand must be giving my feet a workout too. At this rate, my toes are gonna get so swole. Alright, well if no one has any preferences, I think I know who I want to go see. And that's just because I remember I posted Coco's house recently. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's such a that's a perfect screenshot, honestly. I don't remember what the interior looks like though, so we got to go see it. I need to hold on. Visit your place. Let's go do it. And maybe this will inspire me as well for the interior design of my living room. And I'll just tear down everything that I did tonight. Man, live designing is something else, I tell you what, y'all. Make yourself at home. Alright. Yeah, this is kind of nice. Am I able to... interesting. Nope, can't get off. Can't get over. That might be something to change, but yeah. The vibes out here are immaculate. This feels more like a mountain home than a beach house or something like that. It is honestly my kind of vacation house. At least in terms of location. And I mean, they do say that location sells houses, homes, whatever. I cannot lay here, apparently. It said no. Yeah, this is definitely real nice. Let's go inside and see what it's like. Because I can't quite remember, actually. I remember now. I remember now. I'm a bad person. I'm such a bad person. Coco's got this immaculate design on the outside, and she's sitting in here with some clay dishes by herself. Oh my goodness. That is wild to me. Alright, I'm not working right now, so I can't actually make any changes. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I really just said, oh, I wonder what I did. I did nothing. I opened the required items so that they would be there, and then I just left. I'm like, alright, later, peace out. I don't know, it may have been late at night, and I spent a long time on this out here, or something along those lines. I do not know, but obviously that's something that needs work. I gotta go back and, fix that, so... Alright, well, let's go ahead and go back. Let's head for home. Maybe we'll see a more full-bodied design here. From someone else who I actually put the work in on both sides of the equation. Interior and exterior, hopefully. Lifeguard Shack was kind of clever. Won't be that much making your house work, making your house look like that. Actually, it would. I'd have to carry all the furniture out. I guess technically that's not what I want. So, and it wouldn't be that much work. All right, let's go visit Gabby. Because I like this living room design. At least we have some interior to go off of, right? Good grief. Oh. Okay. Okay. Man, I used to put a lot of effort into this stuff. Like, a lot of effort. Am I able to sit down on this, or is it just for show? Looks like it's just for show. Sad. Mansion on the hill. Honestly, that's a pretty big house there, too. It's very, very springy. Just right out on a peninsula. Oh, it's got a rainbow, too. Maybe it's a lake house. Is this a lake house? Kind of barren landscape out there. But yeah, I guess it is technically a lake house. Very nice. I tend to stick with the requested items by the villagers. I really like this too. I really like a lot of the classical designs and stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Whoop. Kind of just mirrored everything over here. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, if I had another shot at this, I might do a little bit of kind of more living roomy stuff around here. Put a couch like over here. I don't know. I do really like this though. There is kind of a lot of unused. What? I was wondering if she was gonna follow us in. Gabby, what are you doing? She's got her super secret hideout with her super secret lollipop. She's not gonna tell anyone about it. Oh my goodness, girl, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. I can just say, I see you. Hello. Honestly, her looking at the camera and then me just peeking in through the crack. Oh. Somebody's creeping. It's like she knows we're here. This is real nice. Let's look at this photo. It says, a place with a piano. And honestly, the piano is very centrally located. I love the windows. Okay, the use of the accent wall here is very nice, because everywhere else is just kind of this elegant wall. I don't know what it's actually called. Kind of a more ornate design there. But then the cafe windows, or actually, those are not the cafe windows. It is something slightly different. Regardless, they still capture some of the essence, you know, with especially with the very tall windows. But they add a little bit more natural light, and they help centralize the focus as well. It's like this really looks like something you'd want to look at, you know? Someone on Final Fantasy XIV saw me go in with a low-level tank to fight something and stayed to make sure I didn't die. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've definitely died a couple times and had to get rezzed, and you know, just like the wilderness and things like that. Yeah, there's a lot of good about this house. And honestly, I haven't explored doing multiple floors and things like that. And that might be something that I do in the future, that I like go and modify a house and decide that I want to add another floor to this, or I want to give you a roommate and things like that. So healer main, white mage. I love playing healers in various games. I'm a healer or I'm a tank. I think the easiest thing for me to do is play tank, because then you could just charge into things and it doesn't matter, right? I do that in Splatoon too. I play, decent mid-range tanks. Not tanks, but like my gear is defensive, so I kind of am a little bit of a tank. Try and stay out of the way, basically. How are things? Welcome to my private little space. I'd love to sit out here and meditate. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to work in a couple trees out here, too. Ooh, this seems dangerous. Yeah, the trees make some nice alternative focal points there. That's very nice. Very, very nice. Let's say we go visit one more. Alright, let's head for home. White mage, but also do dancer, pictomancer, bard, and machinist. Man, they have so many jobs in that game. And I say that because I'm familiar with the Octopath Traveler job system, and I'm interested in it as well. Do a little Sage. Nice. Yeah, I can't say I'm 100% sure of the differences in there, just because Octopath Traveler does not have the depth of Final Fantasy. I think it skims the surface, but it also does that very intentionally. You know, it has a lot of the same terminology, it has a lot of the same themes, and it has a similar job system as well. And so, it is intentionally referent, but also lighter on the lore and things like that. So, yeah. Maybe a little bit in the same world, but with some distinctions. Alright. This is a nice little carnival area, because that's what Sherb wanted. My fantasy theme park. Yeah. Definitely. I think I would probably add a tree or two somewhere. They've got some spooky trees out there, though. That's interesting. Like Black Mage and Dancer also get super confused when it comes to the Sage. Dancer. Oh, I did it again. I feel so bad. I put so much work into the exterior and then I just leave. I think the problem is I like get tired and just like finish it. I feel bad. I'm sorry, Sherb. I'm going. I gotta run away. I promise I don't do this all the time. But I probably should make a checklist of villagers that I need to actually design the homes of. Need to actually finish things. The Pictomancer. That sounds like a photographer that does magic with the photographs. AST confuses me. Hey, I mean, it's good to have that kind of versatility, because then you can just specialize a little bit, right? Having specialists and things actually helps. That's why, like, Overwatch went with the 2-2-2. You know, 2 tanks, 2 healers, and 2 damage. Of course, that was very controversial because while it was the ideal balance, it was not enforced before, and you could kind of just play whatever you want. And so, as a result, of course, quick play was oftentimes a disaster. Because, again, you would just have people playing kind of whatever. But, yeah, when they started enforcing it, yeah, people were kind of mixed. Like, yes, this is ideal, but no, we don't want to be forced into a certain role because it's just going to make our queue times longer. So, the worst tank. But then again, I was playing Dark Knight. Not sure what difference that makes, but that's because I know nothing. Hello, Blue Bear. I was just thinking about you, Blossom. My schedule for tonight is packed. There's a monster movie on TV, video games to play, music to blast. It might just be an all-nighter. What can I say? Might be okay if I was a warrior. That's typically the kind of thing that I do, you know. I want high defense. I want high offense. Ooh, big bug. Big moth. I don't know if I can actually catch it, though, because of all the obstacles. Boop! Nope, I can't. Big rip. Oh, well. Alright. Let's go to one of my more favorite decorated areas out here. I think this is probably my favorite area to just kind of like chill, relax. It's got the vibes, it's got the visuals and things like that. It's super, super, super nice, in my opinion. Used to be a good healer. Interesting. Interesting. And I think I'm actually going to go ahead and look for somebody to raid. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. And if you stick with me for the raid as well, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. I see one person who's live because I've been lurking in their stream the entire time. So what do you want? Okay, there's a lot of people live right now. Wow, 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 wow. I will probably just... Ooh, this is a newish person, and I was actually playing Splatoon with him the other day. So I know we have some things in common at least. Hey, silence those ads. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Whoop. Let's do this. Hello, OBS. Thank you. Yes, join the Discord. Also, if you're not on YouTube, go subscribe on YouTube as well. We have been over there. We've been doing live streams. Those have been going fairly well. I appreciate I appreciate those of you over on YouTube hanging out with us tonight. It's always good to see people hanging out there as well. I will be posting a lot of videos on there as well, especially as we get more into baby season for me. We're going to be doing more videos than anything like that. So we're going to raid Fedorable Will, good friend of mine. More recent good friend of mine, I should say. So, copy one of those raid messages. Take your pick. Why not? And then we'll do the actual raid as well. Also, this is a thing. If you want to do that, if you happen to be subbed, you can use those emotes in the raid message as well. And yeah. Let's head out that way. I greatly appreciate you guys. Super thank you. Again, I'll be over on Discord hanging out. We'll hopefully have a community night this Wednesday. I've been a little bit hit or miss on that, but I appreciate you guys sticking with it as well. We have one thing to vote on. So if you haven't checked the announcements section of the Discord, go check that. We're having community challenge completion. Or another community challenge for next month. So make sure you go check on the Discord. Make sure you're getting what you want. So, you didn't see my just follow on YouTube. Yeah, I don't have my alerts set up. I really need to do that. But anyway, I love you guys. I super appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Until then, bye.